ideal brain.
We live in an age when large-scale earthquakes are predicted to occur frequently. But measures to counter this threat are rapidly taking place. Above all, how to take countermeasures to preserve artifacts, such as Buddhist statues, which are national treasures and important cultural properties, is a major issue for museums and temples. In order to preserve these cultural treasures from earthquakes, I introduce to you the innovative isolation system, m-Solator. Utilizing an absolutely new principle in isolation devices, the m-Solator has a lower convex surface cell sheet with countless inscribed cells, coupled with an upper polymer resin-coated sliding plate. With a thickness of only 3 millimeters, the floor retains its height with no difference, so the exhibit's appearance cannot be spoiled. Installation simply requires placing 2 thin sheets on top of each other. It doesn't move easily. Even in a major earthquake, movement is intensity 4 or less, making it a high-tech, friction-control isolator. Simulating a major earthquake, even if there is a spin-out, with little difference in the height of the plates, the object will slide to the floor and come to a complete standstill. This is one of the famous landmarks in Nara, Kofukuji. Built in 710 AD by the Fujiwara clan as their tutelary temple, it has a 1,300-year history and preserves a great number of national treasure artifacts. In February 2011, m-Solator was introduced to 17 National Treasure Buddha statues, including Asura, called the Beautiful Youth of Tempyo period. The necessity for having a plan of how to preserve the statues became an extremely important subject. Considering the need to preserve the statues, we had to act quickly as we didn't know when the next earthquake would strike, nor what countermeasures we should take. Through first considering what earthquake countermeasures were available, I wanted to consider the best way to go in order to preserve these cultural objects. Since I have a long experience with museums, I've seen various base isolating devices, but in the case of the old bearing type base isolating device, there is a lot of restriction. For example, inevitably height becomes an issue. Moreover, if there is a stopper and the isolating device hits it, the shock will be very serious. And workability is not very good. There are various problems. In order to overcome these problems I have just mentioned, I wanted to learn about m-Solator by Ideal Brain Company, and based on test results, consider whether that was what I wanted to use in our temple. Before installing, m-Solator's performance was tested on a 3-dimensional vibration platform at the Disaster Prevention Research Institute, Kyoto University. With the use of m-Solator, intense quake-absorbing performance was demonstrated, and the simulated earthquake vibration hardly affected the Buddha statue. Moreover, the statue almost returns to its original position naturally. Before installation of m-Solator, a press conference was called. Takanori Sato, president of Ideal Brain, explained the product to the many reporters who were gathered. A lot of interest was given to this base isolating device. A base steel plate is used in order to stabilize the quake-absorbing performance according to the weight and size of the particular Buddha statue. First, the space is measured and the cell sheet is placed accordingly. A steel sliding plate is placed on top of the cell sheet. The base steel plate serves as a weight in combination with the slider plate. Finally, the Buddha statue is placed on the display base and the installation is complete. Using this same procedure, m-Solator was installed under each of the 17 Buddha statues, one after another. The appearance of the display was almost unchanged by the installation of m-Solator. This is important to museums, which place high value on the visual appearance of the displayed object. Since the installation of m-Solator, there's a great feeling of relief that the statues are protected. Moreover, the appearance of the statues is not different from what they were formerly, and that is also an important point. Taking protective measures requires urgency because no one knows when the next big earthquake will occur. m-Solator is a completely new way of thinking and protects precious cultural assets from large-scale earthquakes. During the making of this video trailer, the 2011 Tohoku District Pacific Ocean earthquake occurred. We extend our deepest sympathies to the earthquake disaster victims.
Ideal brain.